Hey guys, Wade here. We have made it to another financially free Friday. It's been a long week, guys, but hey, we here now. So we're going to kick back. This episode is going to be very light, no deep, pending, thought-provoking investigations, not today. But I do have an update on the ISO situation when it comes to the Fed wire service. Little birdie. Wait, does that slogan still apply now that Twitter is a thing? Can we still say a little birdie told us? Or does that? Anyway, I got the word that some changes have been made to the ISO conversation, guys. Also, got some more Algorand news. This one was a little bit of a shocker. Just came across the table like a few minutes ago before I hit record. And then we're also going to go over the Luna airdrop situation because a number of you have commented asking about who's going to be eligible. Well, I have found a post that's going to break that down for us. And then before we get out of here, guys, we're going to go over to Vault a little bit, and I'm going to show you their automated investing plan. It's a tool that allows us to do some creative investing. That's the word for it, creative investing. So if all that interests you, make sure you show that like button some love, hit the subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into the Power 42 and see what the markets are doing. Guys, so I have refreshed my screener several times, and the change over the last hour is still the same. Not much is happening, and this does happen. Bitcoin coming in at 29,100, BNB just above $300, and XRP still sitting at about 39 cent, 40 cent. Not much change over the last 24 hours. However, sometime around last evening, I do remember us having a big dip, and we can see that. I want to say that's right about here-ish, guys. You can kind of see it reflecting in all of these charts, but pretty much from yesterday to today, guys, not much movement as far as the top 10 goes. We still got Bitcoin, BNB, XRP in the top 3. Solana, Polkadot, Tron still at 6. Polygon, Chronos, Stellar, and Algorand locking in its 10th spot. And Hedera hash graph is only down to 13, guys. I know we didn't see it right here, but H-bar is still in contention. And Decentraland, we got to talk about Decentraland. It's been a while since we covered some mana, but most of what they're doing, guys, is just building on top of everything that they've already established last year. Just constant development. But we're going to scroll down here because I want to show you guys a new column. Okay, there's a new column to the Power 42. So when you guys get the chance, make sure you check this out. What this column is the halving date. Guys, we literally got the target now. We're on fire. But it's not just Bitcoin that has halvings, guys. It's not just Bitcoin. But we do have, of course, the next halving date for Bitcoin, May 2024. That's our target, guys. I'm not worried about any price swings in between now and up until about April of 2024. I'm chilling. I'm in chill mode, learning, accumulating, stacking up, kicking out content for you guys, just all types of stuff until then, guys. Because when we get close to 2024, it's really going to accelerate. But like I mentioned, it's not just Bitcoin that has halvings, guys. You can see we had another project here. It's in the payments category. Don't want to scroll back over because it happened in 2020. So we've already seen how it goes. But this next project here, July of 2022, guys, that's right around the corner. And when I added this column this morning, discovered this, I'm learning this as you guys are. I'm like, okay, which project is having its halving in 2022? And guys, the project is in the it's an ERC 20 and a BEP 20, so it's compatible in both ecosystems. They deal with NFTs, media, entertainment, and gaming. So I'm like, okay, what is this token? We keep going to the left, guys, and when you know it, it was Gala Games. So Gala Games has a halving occurring in July. Maybe that's lining up with the Gala chain coming also this year. Not really sure. Can't pinpoint it just yet, but I just found that piece of information to be very significant. And as you can see, we got movement on the hourly, guys, live, real time, and it's coming from Gala Games. So maybe that's a sign. Okay, maybe that's a sign. We just found out something here, guys, live, real time in this video. Gala has a halving coming up in July. There may be some movement coming for Gala Games just strictly off of that, because I'm still, although I don't have a deep understanding of the halving events when it comes to other tokens, now that I am aware that it does occur, I am curious to see if the price movement is often the same, because it would probably explain why some projects throughout last year or even during the middle of a bear market just rage out of nowhere. Technical factors, fundamental factors, things that are a part of the chain itself that don't have influence, that are not influenced by retail investment, institutional investment. It's just a natural thing, just occurring. So we might have just found some, guys. Just wanted to throw that out there. But let's jump into the first piece of news that I got for you, guys. We're talking Algorand, okay? This is coming from TradingView, actually. And these are snaps. They do these news snaps, guys. So make sure you check out TradingView. Another great tool, great resource. But Algorand is down in Africa, guys. So Algorand has deployed its blockchain in Nigeria to allow citizens the ability to register intellectual properties and royalties on blockchain. This is going to be big. CoBanks, a fintech company that runs on Algorand, will help commercialize intellectual property in Nigeria, be it music, videos, NFTs, trademarks, or copyrights. Nigeria will use Algorand's blockchain to build a national wallet where peeps will be able to register their IP rights. Now, Algorand in Nigeria, they're contributing to the tokenization of intellectual property, guys. These are the types of use cases that we want to look for, okay? These are the stories that I'm going to be bringing to you throughout this bear market, because this is where the real value is being built at. When we do get back into the bull run, to the bull phases, it will be these developments that occur, like this one, that are adding to the network. It's bringing on more users. It's called creating more activity. And it's also running up those token supplies. Another reason why we have that column on the Power 42, guys, so we can keep track of how fast each token is being used. And it's going to be events like this that require token usage, increased token usage over time, guys. Now, Nigeria also sees more opportunities in crypto. The most populated country in Africa published a set of regulations for crypto on May 14th as it tries to introduce the asset class into the economy. It's not the first time the continent has seen crypto approval. Ethiopia is using Cardano's blockchain, while the Central African Republic just made Bitcoin legal tender, guys. And speaking of legal tender and Bitcoin, Algorand and CoBanks also linked up in El Salvador, helping those that are stacking Satoshis in Latin America to keep official documentation on the blockchain. Again, another form of tokenization, or to play off of some things that we learned yesterday, token asset issuance. All right, that's what this is. I'm seeing that as a recurring theme, guys. Asset issuance tokenization. If your blockchain can tokenize on scale, you're good to go. So that's big news for Algorand, guys. Now let's jump over. We're actually going to go over to my Twitter page, guys. If you haven't had a chance to follow us, go ahead and follow us on the tweet machine. We are at 597. Can I get a 6? I would like 600, guys. Okay, that's all. Just 3. If 100 people watch this video, I just need 3 of y'all to go on Twitter, follow. Okay, just 3, guys. That's it. That's all I want to see by the end of the weekend. It's just 600 followers by Sunday, and I will be all right. I got less followers. I'm following less people than I have followers, so you know I'm not a robot. So help me out, guys. But the main point is, the focus here, guys, a major update to the ISO 20022 conversation. The Fedwire service has decided to push the implementation back to Q1 of 2025, meaning that the US will be the last to this party. Now, this was my take on it, but let's dive into the actual post itself. In October, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Board announced in a Federal Register notice that the Federal Reserve banks will adopt the ISO standard for the Fedwire Fund service. The board also sought input on a proposal to migrate the Fedwire Fund service to the ISO message format on a single day. That we reported on this, guys. It's the most recent XRP video. Now, they targeted for no earlier than November of 2023 rather than in 3 separate phases as proposed before. The comment period closed on January 4th. The board received 60 comments in response to the October notice and is currently in the process of reviewing said comments. Now, the Reserve Bank plans to recommend to the board that the implementation date be later than November 2023. In developing a revised implementation date to the board, proposed to the board, the Reserve Banks are considering industry feedback from the October notice, which suggested the following. The implementation date should not be close to a U.S. banking holiday, during the winter holiday season, or at the end of a calendar month. There should be a gap between the 2023 launch of the FedNow service and the ISO implementation. The Reserve Banks should provide at least 1 year for industry testing of the ISO messaging. So, right here, guys, this is what's key to notice here. What this change is highlighting is the fact that they don't want to kick on the FedNow service, which is coming next year, at the same time that the ISO messaging format is running everywhere else. And I can kind of understand that from a technical functionality standpoint. You just kicked on this brand new service, and now you have to integrate it into a brand new messaging system. Okay, so that would explain what their position is. They don't want to have to deal with the load of running both systems at the same time on the surface. But if we go deeper than that, guys, of course, there is some other event that may have caused this delay. And you guys know that over the weekend, I am going to do what I can to figure out what that disturbance was. But let's get to the last slide here. Reserve Banks are also collaborating with the Clearinghouse Payments Company LLC, operator of the chip system, to explore a potential staggered implementation approach to mitigate the risk of 2 large value systems implementing a significant change on the same day. In light of these developments, the Fedwire Fund Service participants should prepare for the possibility that the ISO 20022 implementation date will be during the first quarter of 2025. The board will announce the final implementation date in a future Federal Reserve notice. So the proposed date is the first quarter of 2025. So, and if we're going to run with that, let's just say this, the first quarter, that will entail January, February, March, April in 2025. Okay. The halving is scheduled for May of the year before. And what happened in 2020 is that we had the halving in May of 2020. We got the run up, but the run up was not immediate. We didn't max out until a year and a half afterwards. So this would technically set it right in the middle of a bull run. If they push it back to the first quarter of 2025, guys, this would be in the post halving bull run. Okay. And it would make sense because then there's enough activity to do everything that they need to do. And then in addition to this, guys, by this time, by the first quarter of 2025, we'll have Europe, Brazil, Australia, India, Russia, probably, and several other countries that are already be using the standards and using their new payment messaging services. And if we may even have 1 or 2 CBDCs, or 2 or 3, next to the digital yuan, CBDCs in circulation at the same time, the Reserve Banks will publish the final ISO 20022 message format with specifications for the Fedwire Fund service on my standards by midsummer 2022. So again, another reason to look towards July. Okay, Gala Games, halving, and this next message, the next piece of information from the Federal Reserve, we can look forward to sometime in the next couple months. So if they would have said a date anywhere outside of 2025, then I would have got worried, or really would have been like, okay, what are they getting at here? But everything still lines up. Everything fits. And again, these are small pieces to a much larger puzzle, guys. But let's move on from this and talk about this Terra Luna situation, guys, the Terra 2.0 Luna airdrop. I know a lot of you have been asking about that. So we have some details as to who are going to be eligible. And I know a number of you were holding Luna and you're probably curious as to where you stand. So the amount of Luna you will be eligible to receive will be determined by the type of tokens that you held on the Terra Classic chain, or formerly Terra Luna. The time period that you held these tokens based on pre-attack and post-attack snapshots, and the quantity of tokens held. The pre-attack and post-attack snapshots are as follows. The pre-attack occurred on the evening of May 7th. Okay, so they took a snapshot of all the account holders at that moment in time on May 7th. The post-attack snapshot actually occurred, and if my military time is correct, this was sometime in the wee hours of the morning, right after midnight of the 26th, right before 1 a.m. on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I reported to my OC was high school, so it's been a minute. But those are the two snapshot dates, pre-attack and post-attack. So anybody that got in the midst of the mayhem, when all of the stories were coming out and everything like that, anybody that got in the middle, like me, we're not eligible for this, unfortunately. Now, you will be eligible for the Luna drop if you, at the pre-attack snapshot, hold Luna, including staking derivatives. So if you were staking Luna on a platform like Stater, for example, or any of their other platforms, you would be included to this as long as you were holding pre-attack, pre-snapshot, okay, which was May 7th, and you had less than 500,000 Anchor US Terra or UST deposited on Anchor. The same thing goes for post-attack snapshots. All Luna being held as of right now in staking derivatives would be eligible, as well as US Terra holders. And again, guys, we have the chart here, which is going to go into the vesting schedule and the quantity of Luna that you needed to have in order to be eligible in that. And what I do notice is that they do have a focus on the smaller account holders, which is good. Okay, which is good. We're not going to get into the fact that he just created an entirely new chain and that months from now, all evidence of what just happened will be erased. We'll save that for later. But this information, we're focused on the airdrop. When will it be received? Well, the distribution and vesting of airdropped Luna depends on the wallet token's type and quantity. So depending on where you had it and how much you had, as well as the snapshot that it exists in. Date of the first airdrop will be May 27th. This is the Genesis. At Genesis, 30% of the Lunar airdrop will be immediately available to pre-attack users with wallets that held less than 10,000 Luna, including staking derivatives. Basically, today, this evening, you should be receiving an airdrop. 30% out of all of these tokens, guys, it should be a pretty decent amount, but don't expect anything life-changing, because there's a lot of people that these tokens have to go through. And if they're only doing 30% of the total supply, and the total supply was, this new token will be 1 billion, I believe, and they have to split that amongst all of the people who were a part of this event, I still don't see each individual person getting a crazy amount of this new Luna. And here is where this thing is not gonna sit too well, and it already isn't, guys. I've been looking at the forums, but at Genesis, all airdropped vesting Luna will be automatically staked to Terra validators in order to preserve network security. Users will earn staking rewards on their vesting Luna starting from the point at which it was staked, and can claim these rewards at any point. Users can also delegate, redelegate, and delegate their Luna while it's vesting and being staked. This will ensure users have agency over which validators their vested Luna is staked with. Following the unlock of Luna at Genesis, users will not receive the additional vesting Luna until at least 6 months later. This is what's known as the 6-month cliff. The vested Luna will be distributed every block approximately 6 seconds to the same wallet after the user's cliff. If a user would like liquid Luna as soon as their cliff hits, they'll need to undelegate their stake vested Luna at least 21 days before the first day of their cliff. Users can also keep their vested Luna staked after their cliff hits to continue earning staking rewards. What this means is that when you get this Luna, it will be locked for a minimum 6 months, okay? And if you were a larger account and you're receiving even more, a percentage of what you're getting is going directly to the new chain in order to ensure the value of it, which makes sense. I get that. But just be aware of what's happening. The people that are receiving this airdrop, they're not going to have immediate access to this new token. Okay. And I think once people start to see that, we'll see that reflected in the price of both assets. One of you guys actually asked, how will we determine the value of the new Luna token? It all depends. It all depends, guys, on if they decide to use these applications that were already being built on the previous chain and they are successful on the next chain and they take the proper marketing methods, routes, and all this other stuff. They have to continue on, unfortunately, as if this never happened, in order to get that valuation to be the same. And then I also hear that they are looking to burn the previous US Terra and they're looking to burn all of it. So this Terra Luna thing, guys, it's really so puzzling. We got some exchanges that will be supporting this, pretty much everybody. KuCoin just sent me an email. They've already listed Luna Classic. Coinbase has yet to say anything, but we have a chart here of the platforms that will be supporting the new Luna token. Some notable names here. We got Binance, Crypto.com, FTX, Gate.io, Kraken, Hubi, just said KuCoin, MEXC, OKCoin, Upbit. These are the main exchanges here, guys. Again, links will be down in the episode guide. But if you were a part of that whole fiasco and you do receive an airdrop, I hope it compensates. I know a lot of people are still invested, a lot of people are still holding, so wanted to do what I could to provide that information for you. Now, before we get out of here, guys, I do want to show you a tool. This is Vault, ladies and gentlemen. I talk a lot about Vault on the channel, and it's because of little functions and features like this. So what we are looking at is the automatic investment plan. Pretty much this is dollar cost averaging by a different name, guys. But what I like about this particular feature is that you can choose these baskets, okay? And you can see here, guys, they got pre-made baskets, all in on crypto, best of centralized tokens, decentralized everything, best of crypto, future utility, all in on alts, DeFi swaps, DeFi makers. They even got a couple metaverse bags, digital ownership, things like that. But what I like here is when you go to create new basket and you get to create your own allocation. Guys, and just for the sake of an example, we're going to pick Stellar. Let's go with XRP, some BNB token, some Matic. We'll just grab some Matic, and then we'll do we'll show some love. Engine. We'll throw Engine up here, right? And then we go to create allocation. And what this is something that is so cool to me. You can adjust these sliders here, guys. And let's just say we want to go all in on XLM. We'll just be greedy. We want 40% of our allocation of our fund to go to XLM, okay, every week or every month. And then followed by, we're going to be, let's see, 20% BNB. And then we adjust Engine Coin to a good 10%. That gives, put that, let me move that over, BNB 30%. But you can see here, this feature allows you to have more control over where your money is going. Now, of course, these numbers are just arbitrary. I picked them random for this demonstration, but let me show you what happens when we go to create allocation. So now you have your allocation set, and what happens next is you can set it to buy the dip, which will trigger an alert each time the price of these assets dips below 2%, 5%, or 10%. It will trigger an automatic purchase. That automatic purchase is going to come from the amount of tether in your account. So let's just say, for example, we got $1,000 in there. Every time each one of these assets dips below 10 cent, you Vault will automatically draw from that tether, from that $1,000, and allocate it to this basket. Now you can also change it to, if you want to do more than just buy the dip, if you want a true dollar cost average, guys, we have a daily option, we have a weekly option, and we also have a monthly option. And you can set this to run on autopilot for a month, 3 months, and we see here 6 months. Okay, so monthly, you can set your price, guys, you can set your amount, and then it'll just run for you. A number of you have decided to jump in with us, join the campaign over here on Vault, the DHN campaign, and I do appreciate you. And I hope that the kickbacks are getting to you and everything is running smoothly for you on this platform. With all that being stated, guys, that's really all I got for you. It was Friday. Told you it was kickback day. Just felt like talking to y'all, making sure everybody was good, everybody was okay. Now, we're going to go off into this weekend, and it's going to be prosperous. It's going to be great. And most importantly, because we know that the money is digital, we going to be hustling all the way through it. So with all that being said, guys, you know what you got to do. Show the like, some love, subscribe if you haven't already. And to avoid repeating myself, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.